everybody, welcome back. I hope you're having a good night or day, whenever time you're listening to this. Today I think I'll just do a quick sketch of another movie I've been recently watching, Empire Strikes Back. And I figured, I'll try to do, since it's winter time right now, I didn't really feel like doing Hoth. I figured, maybe something colorful. That's going to be a lot of orange. So, maybe, what's colorful in The Empire Strikes Back? Not too much. There is one place, though. That is fairly colorful place. And that is Hoth. Now, excuse me bumping the camera. I have it right in front of me because this is a small canvas. And it's easy to bump it. Bump the camera. Because I'm not, excuse me. See, like that. This, yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at, oh, it's so dirty. Oh, it's muddy. Oh, why is he doing the sky like that? See, I don't do skies a whole lot. And clouds even less, so you're going to see some ugly clouds. I hope you're ready. Prepare yourselves. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about Empire Strikes Back, I think, and it's one of those movies that I can watch over and over again. It's, made in 1980, well, came out in 1980, budget of $18 million, which, if you adjust it for inflation with 2021, still only $57 million. I think it's done pretty well for itself. And George didn't direct it. He decided, I don't want to direct any more of these movies, because he had such a fun experience with the first one. He checked himself into a hospital for exhaustion, I believe. Excuse me. That he decided he didn't really want to do the directing anymore. I think I'll farm this out to maybe my friends, or people that I could trust to do the story. So he went and got his old professor at USC, Irvin Kershner. And he's like, well, you want to direct my movie for me, please? And Kershner, thankfully agreed. And again, I'm sorry for the bumping of the camera. This is right. It's right there. And I could move it back, but I don't want to, because then you get a lot more nonsense space. And I remember I mentioned clouds. I'm not very good at clouds, so this is going to be a psychedelic sky. It's just going to be And what I liked about Empire Strikes Back is it's more of a character movie than the original movie. The original movie, it's it's like the hero's journey. It's Luke, going off. He's fighting the Empire. He meets the wizard. He gains the magic totem. He has to go rescue the princess. He meets allies along the way in Han and Chewie and C-3PO and R2. Let's go into the dungeon or the Death Star. He has to defeat the maze, rescue the princess. It's such a fun movie, but it's not a very deep movie, if you want to say that. It's very straightforward. And Empire Strikes Back, they said, let's make this a little bit darker, which was nice. I mean, it's more of a character movie, and that apparently is what Kirshner was good at. I'm sure I've seen other Kirshner movies, but the only one that I can think of off the top of my head is RoboCop 2. I really enjoyed RoboCop 2. It's a darker movie, which makes it more fun. You know, Luke has to, well, he discovers more about his parenthood. You know, Darth Vader is more of he's the central villain focus in the movie. Where in the original movie, he's basically the lapdog, you know, the lackey of, you know, Peter Cushing's character, Grand Moff Tarkin. He only has 12 minutes of screen time. Like I say, it's a very psychedelic sky on Bespin tonight. Which is okay. I'm sure they had a few. Yeah, maybe they're just up on some spice. You know, Vader becomes the main villain focus and drops a truth bomb on Luke about his parenthood or heritage. Like, oh man, what it must have been like to watch that in the theater when it first came out. You know, Vader dropping the truth bomb. You know, there's so many things in the movie that just came out. It just came out just right. I mean, they introduced, you know, Vader. He was already established, but introduced him, the Executor. You know, the ship, the Executor, Admiral Ozzel, Tauntauns, Wampas, Boba Fett, AT-ATs, AT-ST walkers in the background. Boba Fett. I know I said him already, but he mentions he deserves 2-time mentions. IG-88, Dengar. Dengar doesn't get enough love. Supposedly he was in the Rise of Skywalker. It's kind of like, not by the name Dengar, but if you could take a look at his character and like, yeah, that looks like Dengar, and it probably is Dengar. He has this grimace on his face. He's like, you know, trying to extend his life with really bad prosthetics and cybernetics, and he doesn't look that good. I say it's very psychedelic sky on Bespin tonight. So, and there's so many things in the movie that just work, and you have to give credit to Ralph McQuarrie for the designs a lot, because he, made all these production sketches for George when he was shopping the movie around to the studios. This is what I'd like to make, and this is, what it could look like. And, Ralph came up with all these crazy designs, and they became iconic. And, one of them was Cloud City, and I really enjoyed, the look of Cloud City. It's just this floating upside down, cooking bowl floating in the sky, or floating in the clouds. It's just such an odd, idea that, hey, you got the city, but it's not touching anything. Above the Tabana gas on Bespin here, it's just floating around, just minding its own business. And it goes down into the clouds to disappear. It's kind of like a tree. I like that. I like trees. Well, that sounds kind of stupid. Everything, no matter how fantastical, has some type of reasoning behind it. Which is fun. Everybody's like, what's better, Star Trek or Star Wars? Who would win? I preferred Star Wars to Star Trek most of the time. Star Trek is, if we modulate the something to, some other type of thing, and, modulate this and adjust this dampener or sensor, or we reroute these conduits and blah blah blah. It's all a lot of technobabble. And Star Wars is, basically Han's approach to the Falcon when it breaks down is, hit the console and always repairing. He's always trying to make the Falcon better or make it work. Everything's always breaking, which kind of made it more realistic. I love in one of the old EU books, one of these characters who owns a Star Destroyer, he describes it as 100,000 parts just willing to wanting to break down, or just waiting to break down. It's always, his Star Destroyer is just always breaking, or on the verge. It always made me laugh. Star Trek is, let's reroute this and boost this signal and blah blah blah, and Star Wars is, these things are always breaking down. But yeah, to be a fly on the wall. When Vader dropped that truth bomb on Luke. That would be a fun thing to go back in time if you had a time machine. Yeah, I got this guy coming through here. I'm sorry if I am rambling and repeating myself. I keep forgetting what I'm saying. And I am not used to speaking while I am doing stuff. So this is a learning curve for me, and I hope you will give me some slack on it. So, yeah, I think that's, like I say, I'm not going for a whole lot of depth or polish on these. It's just basic kind of sketch. Let's get the general idea going. And yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Star Wars is Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back, it's just a classic movie. It's 41 years old. Still holds up. Right? And that shows with the craftsmanship of what they were doing. That a movie 41 years old, special effects heavy, still stands up with all the CGI movies that are going right now. That a movie made with models and can still hold up to modern viewing. If you haven't seen The Empire Strikes Back, number one, what's wrong with you? Number two, do it, see it. You will not regret it. I'm not going to say it's transformative to your life, but it can't hurt. What I'm just trying to do is make the idea of the Falcon arriving to Bespin under Han and Leia and Chewie's long journey from the asteroid belt. Man, this Falcon looks a little bit wonky. I'm sorry about that. So, yeah, I hope you have a good night. Hope you enjoyed my mess of a sketch and my ramblings. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, see it. If you have, see it again. There's always more to see from it. And if you think you've seen everything, just look at the backgrounds. You know, there's always more to see and more to enjoy. And that's what makes a great movie, I think, is repeat watch value. Great characters, great story, great effects. If you can hold up 41 years later to modern movies, something is going right in that movie. So, Have a good night, and may the force be with you.